We are we are live here from Daytona International Speedway. Not the place you would normally see HSR at. Normally they're at Talladega a lot of the time, but drivers are right in the middle of their qualifying right now. But I'll bring up some quick race info while they are doing that. Hopefully it'll stay on the side. It'll go away. But you know, here at Daytona, it's going to be pretty much the same tactics as Talladega. You got to get in your pit stall pretty clean. You got to be clean in, clean out. Sorry, I did not realize that would pop up, but you got to be clean in, clean out with everything that you do. Because I mean, if you ever shoot your pit and you miss, and you have to back up. Your race is, I mean, you're in a hole to begin with, so drivers have to be very careful about that. It's a little bit more narrow than Talladega too, so drivers won't be able to go 3 wide. As I will mute that again.
Yep, got it.
Sorry about that. Thought I had my sound muted in the game, but I didn't. Already make mistakes. Maybe my nerves. This is the first race that's going to be live streamed on Roku TV, so hopefully, you know, y'all are kind of a bad start, but no, not normally like that. I just had forgotten to mute my game audio. But back to it. Daytona is a little bit narrower than Talladega. Drivers can't go as wide as they would like to in the trial oval down the backstretch. Not that much runoff room at Daytona. It's pretty much you have a little bit of runoff, and then you hit grass most of the time, so they're not going to be able to make as many moves as they were before. But while they're in their qualifying, I will bring in the crazy Australian that is known as Biggles. Hey, Biggles. Hey, Biggles, you got a copy, man?
I have a copy. How are you?
Man, thanks for joining me tonight. And this is going to be the first race on Roku. But, you know, man, what are you looking for here at Daytona, knowing that these guys, they normally race at Talladega?
Well, that's a good question. I'm not I have fantastic knowledge of a lot of the ovals, which is, once again, thank you for allowing me to learn a little bit. But I think you kind of probably nailed it up. It's pit stops, isn't it? I noticed during some of the practice sessions, people were overshooting their pit box. Now, it's going to cost you a bit of time, isn't it?
Yeah, and one thing, too, about big thing about Daytona is how narrow the track is. And if you look at Talladega and Daytona, put them side by side, you can see that Talladega, especially through the tri-oval, has a lot more room for drivers to make a lot more moves, but they're just not going to be able to do that. They're going to have to decide, okay, I cannot be going 3 wide this early on, as they just got done with qualifying. We'll pull up the starting grid here for these drivers. Looks like it looks like Daryl Young, he's going to sit on top, followed by Joseph Sullivan, Max Prius, Ambrose Knebel. 5th is Joe Morant. 6th, Dylan Sales. 7th, Kerry Whitaker. 8th, Joseph Turley. 9th, Joseph Hurd. 10th, Danny Eshelman. 11th, Alex Hill. 12th, Ron Moritz Jr. 13th, Peyton Hubbard. 14th, Casey Sautek. He corrected me last time I said his name wrong. 15th, TJ Floyd. 16th, John. 17th, Zachary. I'm not going to say these guys' last names, so I butcher them. 18th, Andrew. 19th, TJ. 20th, Dalton. That is race control. So these drivers back here will move up a spot. 20th will be Nathan Harper. 21st, Jace LaForte. 22nd, Dean Hopton. 23rd, William Burton. 25th, Bradley Shepard. 25th, Derek Riley. And 27th, Christopher Tate. Looks like we're missing a driver somewhere. So grid's a little bit hard to read because some drivers aren't, necessarily in the race just yet. I think we're missing one, because Tate is showing off on the board.
Showing me in 23rd as well, too. I'm not driving, of course. This is my car there.
Yeah, I believe that's who it was. So that's who it's showing as. I was wondering where that was coming from.
Yeah. No, I don't drive at all, my friend. That's what my safety ratings are a 2.5 and never even driven. But anyway, it's how you are to spectate. They're getting ready, aren't they, to gridding up?
Yeah, I'll give drivers a paint refresh just to see if anybody has a different paint scheme that hasn't loaded in just yet. Looks like Sullivan might have changed his paint scheme. But, we've already got, that is a lot of people here already. 31 people just started the stream button. If y'all are new here, if you don't mind subscribing to Ghost Racing Network, that'll definitely help us here. So we got some pretty nice paint schemes throughout this whole field. Andrew's running his Monster Energy that he always tends to run. But guys are going to start rolling off. We got 2 neon blues. Tate is in the back. I call that man Houdini. And he's got that nickname for a reason. He always seems to pull something out of everything. I remember the Ghost League on Wednesday night, he had a completely broken steering. I mean, he was saying that he had to put his hand on top of the steering wheel for it to be straight. And he drove home and finished 3rd. So he's going to be a man to watch for sure tonight. No doubt about that. The 6. Sorry, not the 6. So yeah, these guys don't have the right number stamped on it. But Daryl Young, he's going to lead him to green. He's going to have Joseph Sullivan to his outside. Daryl will have the 89 of Max Prius behind him, and the 04 will be behind Joseph on the top. Another 04. We saw him run a little bit here in some races. He was a very good shover, so that'll be something to definitely look at. And guys, with these trucks, you can get away with shoving just a little bit more because of that flat front end. Now, if you try to do that in the Xfinity cars or the Cup cars, that's a different story because you can easily hook a driver and send them spinning around. But here, it's not too big of a problem, but you definitely still got to watch it as they're actually going a little bit longer this race. I believe they normally go about 60 laps. This is a 70-lap race, so a little bit longer than usual for these guys out here. But they will get the green flag as soon as the pace car pulls off, and it will be on Daryl Young. I'm getting a message from race control here, making sure that I know exactly what's going on. But Daryl Young, he's going to bring him to the white or green flag here. It's in the air. He gets a good jump. Doesn't really matter what drivers get for a jump here because it's such a heavy draft track. 76 is going to hang on his outside. These guys, we'll see if they fall out really quick or if they stay side by side for very long. They might choose to, they might not. But that middle lane, you'll have to watch that middle lane as this race goes on. The middle lane always will show their strength somehow. You don't even have to have, that many trucks with you, but you can get about 3 lined up. And once you get them going, they get going for sure. Those guys will definitely start to move this whole pack. FDK is going to...
William back in P18 gained 6 positions after that, so a good depth for the Ford and make that 7 now. So yeah, once again, that's just the midfield. So I don't see any major incidents. So far so good. Of course, you got 70 laps, so you don't want to be wasting it all on the first lap.
The drivers won't have to be super aggressive off the start. They can kind of wait for that, but that'll kind of vary. Will they decide to wait? Will they decide to get pushy with it? I've saw drivers get incredibly impatient, extremely quick. Looks like SDK is wanting to freeze on my end. I'll fix that under caution. But 76, he's leading. You got the 6 behind him. 6 is going to go to the outside. He wants to pass him. Hop up in front of the 04. 89 gets a huge shove from that 013 behind him. You saw him kind of almost have to move up a lane so he didn't hit the truck in front of him. That 6 is going to go to the bottom. Going to try to work both lanes here. In the back of the pack, these drivers are kind of being pretty even throughout this. Looks like most of them are deciding to run that bottom lane most of the time. 6 is, that 04 is trying to side draft as hard as he can. The 89 is trying to side draft them also. They both have to move up at the same time so they don't make contact. If they would have made contact, that would have been terrible for both of them for sure.
William, the 64 car now is up 10 places and also set the fastest lap from the last lap of 48.3 in traffic. So keep an eye out for him for now.
That draft will always seemingly work its way into the race somehow. Every single time is what it seems. And it's kind of something weird to think of. You wouldn't think that you can be running the fastest laps about mid-pack, but you can. And it's something. Oh, they're almost going 3 wide as I'm trying to look at something here. The 18 was definitely looking on that 04. Thought about it and decided not to. Most drivers still pretty much either single file or side by side. Looks like not many trucks in that outside lane, but they don't really need a lot to keep pace with them. But they're starting to lose people. Oh, we got Ron Morris around. Uh-oh. We got a caution on the track. Hard contact. Oh, 71 of Raleigh into the wall also. Was that real a caution yet, or am I still waiting for one to be waved? Yep, there it goes. Our caution was already out. Look at what happened to Ron here. That was hard contact.
About 3 cars, I believe, that has involved if he ends up into the grass. Eventually to park it.
Yeah, Ron tries to cut down in front of the 87. 87 doesn't lift, hits Ron. Rear end, that sends Ron up into the wall. Looks like he hits someone pretty hard, too, just from the front end damage that he had, because it was pretty vicious damage that he got. Oh, yeah, right into the fence.
And Barney's waving the flag. That's the yellow, and that's the first caution. I was about to ask you before when you said I'll try to fix something during the caution. I'm like, well, that's if we have a caution. But there's your answer.
Yeah, they've already got that. I'll have to remove this SDK plugin here. It's decided to completely freeze on me. I don't know why.
There was an update for that today, by the way. I just updated
Yeah,
that
there
before.
was. I'm thinking that's what it was now.
But that's why we have caution, so we can get it resolved. So Daryl Young is just leading this race. They're all essentially in the same positions that they started in from the top 11. So no gainers and losers apart from William that I mentioned.
There you go. Sorry about
P13.
Sorry about that, y'all. Looks like SDK did update, and just all I had to do is pretty much just repaste the local connection. But we've got it up and running. It was only 5 laps into it, so we didn't get very far behind. It's able to catch up with everything.
Do you see another crash from Darren coming out of the pit lane, Derek? I mean, let's have a look. 71 car. Oh, really slow here.
Did he crash again? I'll go and check that too.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see why is he running ridiculously slow.
Oh, I think that they have a rule here that I think you can't come in pit road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, until a certain time. I believe that why he was so slow on the bottom.
Is that because he's waiting for the cars to come around?
I believe so, because you have to kind of wait for that.
Yeah. A lot of people in pit lane already, mate. Look at that. It's jam-packed full. Half the grid.
Yeah, looks like everybody kind of splits. They decide to come down pit road. Some people will stay out. It's only really 5 laps, so it's not. I mean, I don't know if I come down this early. I mean, you can definitely get up on fuel. You don't have to really use tires.
Some people are taking tires, believe it or not. I just saw somebody up in the jacks. Somebody didn't get in their pit box. There we go. Somebody did not get in their pit box there. It's really cost them some time, I think, on that angle. You'd mentioned that. And once again, it's a very narrow track, isn't it? Three wide is not something you're going to see very often.
Yeah, if you go 3 wide, you got to commit, because there's not that much runoff on this whole track. So when you go, you got to go. You can't be thinking about it the whole time. It's pretty much, not exactly. I mean, it looks like the top 7 are in the exact same position that they started the race. Biggest mover right now is Christopher Tate. He is up 15 positions. Ron and Derek, they will maybe take all the optional that they can here. I'm not completely sure. I mean, if I was them, I don't think it would be a bad idea to take your optional.
You get the one fast repair.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to use it this early, though? I mean, it's only 6 laps into the race.
Yeah, definitely not, wouldn't you? Certainly, because if you were deep into this race and happen to get a bit of a tangle, the fence, you didn't buy the fence some nice dinner, and the fence did not agree with your date, and bang, you want to be using that fast repair for sure.
Yeah, the fence will definitely take you. But, in these trucks, they're so draft reliant. Any amount of damage, especially if you have engine damage, and you pretty much have to take. I mean, you're forced to take your fast repair. But if it's like a little bit of rear end, a little bit of side, I was always somebody. If it's so early in the race, I might as well go ahead and fix all the optional that I can. That's what these guys might be deciding to do. Derek, he's been in the pits for 2 minutes, so I think he's going to take his lap down.
Adam Hill's just gone in, which is interesting. Just waited an extra lap or so. Carnage and just has to come in to leave by himself and back out again. We'll drop him to the back of the pack.
Be a bad decision. Just trying to get up on fuel. I believe. See these guys up front. They'll probably be able to see if they go about 15 laps on fuel. They can probably go to lap 22 or 23 with these cautions. Just extending their fuel just a little bit. Some drivers can be saving on this, but everybody else behind them pitted pretty much. I mean, they're gonna be the odd guys out on fuel. They're gonna have to hope that towards the end of their fuel cycle that they come down, or that not they come down, that a caution comes out. We definitely don't want to see another one here. That's for sure. We want to see these guys go green flag and go side by side for as long as they can.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up and a like. Obviously, if you're enjoying this. 26 drivers, I believe, 25 drivers we're down to. Myself that never started, of course, and Dayton, looks like Dalton did not start as well. Still plenty of cars, plenty of action. Once you get into those alternative strategies you mentioned, then you're going to start seeing a bit of traffic in play and all sorts of jazz.
Traffic's not been a big issue. There's been some times where they played more of a factor that they should have, and kind of blocking the lane for some guys. But the 6, he's going to lead him to green. The 76 is going to be his outside. Basically the exact same starting order as before. Green flag goes in the air. 6 doesn't get a good jump. He waits a little bit, trying to come up in front of the 76. Isn't quite clear yet. He's clear now, but I think they're going to stay up in that top lane. As he's going to leave the door open for the 89. He goes from top to bottom, back down. Somebody hit the wall. It was Saltec, and the back just kind of nicked it just a little bit. Not going to hurt him too bad, though. The 76, he's trying to power on the outside. He has the 04 behind them. That's the strength of that middle lane is starting to show. You don't have to have that many trucks there with you, but if you got a good amount of people that can shove, or if you know somebody that can shove and you really trust them, they can really lay that bumper on you. You can see that 04. He's definitely giving that 76 a shove down the backstretch. Not necessarily touching him, just really shoving the air, shoving that little pocket that these drivers get on their rear end as good as he can. But that middle lane, they've gotten drivers now. You see them all lined up in that top line, all trying to come with each other. It's kind of pretty. It looks like it's almost pretty much even on the split between guys. The 76 is going to go to lead just for a moment. Can that 6 somehow steal it back? He's going to get clear. The 76 going to stay up on the top. He will, I think, yep, he's going to stay at top lane. He has a choice. Oh, looks like somebody was looking 3 wide there. I think it was a 49. Thought about it. Tucked back in. The 04 is riding that well. I think he got in the corner a little bit too hard. Yeah, he's kind of way up through the pack. Biggest one right now is still Christopher Tate. William is also close to that. He's up 15. Tate is up 16. I'll definitely start changing here. I was pretty much just running side by side. 6 to start up power. Power back inside of the 76. He's not doing a pretty bad job. He's getting close to him. You're going to start seeing the side draft really come into play. Drivers get as close to each other as they can, really stall that air out, bring each other back towards each other, and then get away as fast as they can. That'll really give them a run. Wherever they go, they're just going being pretty even most of the time. But what are you seeing so far here, Biggles?
Exactly what you just mentioned. Just a bit of caution play. Just trying to... you can see the 4's really moving around a little bit. They are, I mean, they're moving around just a tad bit. Of course, you're still on some fresh boots. That's going to start to pan out. Tires. But yeah, so far so good. Once again, even though I realize they've still got plenty of time, there's still a lot of a pit stop to go for the top 6. William, who's up 17 places now, has already been in pit lane, so he's looking pretty good.
It's going to be interesting though. When are these guys that stayed out going to come down pit road now? Now they could run behind these guys for a little bit and stretch their fuel a little bit more to maybe get as close to on cycle as they can, but they're not going to be fully on cycle until they get a caution. And if they don't get a caution, then that's going to be pretty hard for them to get back on the lead lap, because if they don't come down together, especially, they're going to be the odd ones out on fuel, and they're leading, so they're burning a lot more fuel than these guys behind them, so it's going to even hurt them more. So this might be a kind of a shot to get put for some of these guys up front here early on if they can't figure this out very soon.
I think a lot of them too wait, don't they, for the leaders to see if they dive in the pit lane.
Yeah, they're going to
pit road and see if you copy them. It's always very difficult, isn't it? Because if you're, like, for example, on the outside, if you're the 76 or the 04, you've got to be either backing off to try to dive in the pit lane. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do it from the outside lane.
I mean, that's what's going to be a hard thing. Yeah. I mean, especially if you start seeing guys within, let's see, like outside lap, I think we've said like 23. So if you see these top 4 try to find their way to the bottom, that's because they're trying to get to pit road. And, you know, you can't go through a car, sadly. I know some guys would want to do that, but you will have to either slow down this top lane. Oh, the 4 barely squeezes in. But you'll either have to slow down that lane that you're in or get full. Oh, they make contact.
Yeah, they got contact.
They're wrecking now. 76. They're wrecking. Looks like the 76 got into somebody. Hard contact for some of these drivers. Oh, we got somebody flipping. Who is that in the background? We had some driver on their roof.
That's a massive wreck, and that's a massive wreck for a lot of the front runners at this point as well. They're going to be jumping all the way down the bottom. Well, William, the number 64 car, did survive to this, so he's up 20 places now, and he's the one that has taken that pit stop. But we're going to another yellow, so this is obviously going to see everybody jumping to pit road for sure right now, I'd have to say, from Darrell now leading this race in the 21 car, and Ambrose in the 04.
Yeah, everybody will come down pit road, just be same on pit stop. Let's see what happens here come off the corner. It's like, oh, okay, so it looks like, I'll slow this down. So on the replay, it looks like the 76 is trying to come down side draft at 88. The 04 comes up a little bit, hits the 76, and that gets him barely loose, and he gets into the 89. Then they almost can pretty much save it, but then netcode makes his truck hop up in the air, and then from that point on, it's pretty much on behind him. Everybody has nowhere to go. Some drivers just slamming on their brakes, trying to slow down as fast as they can. William, oh, he just squeezes through it, gets into the 13, goes through him, actually, luckily. Sautek has nowhere to go. Gets in that wreck. Who goes on the roof? See who this is back here. I think that's a 17. That's a hard hit for him. The 9 has nowhere to go. The 7 flips. See if he lands it. Oh, he doesn't land it. That's hard contact for him. Driver on his roof. You never want to see that happen. You're not supposed to be upside down. You're supposed to keep 4 tires on the ground. You can go 2 occasionally. We'll see if they come down pit road this time.
You gotta love iRacing physics. It does kind of exaggerate the cars they are coming in the pit lane. I figured they would. Darrell's going in. Yeah, it makes it more exciting than it does than watching the real cars. Of course, upside down. Thankfully, everybody's all safe.
Yeah, I know there's
those
some
cars
spots.
can get some serious flips, can't they?
Yeah, I know there's some spots on the walls. Where I've done some races where you'll just hit like a certain part, and I guess that's where they make the game. They try to make the walls as smooth as they can, but it's a little clipping issue. You'll hit it, and you will just come to a complete stop, and then like basically flip on your hood, and you're like, what in the world? It's just an iRacing thing. You can't really make it as realistic as you'd like. It's just an issue that they have just with the clipping of the walls. That can get some people sometimes in your race for sure.
They focus obviously on the actual physics of driving the game and not so much on the physics of crashing.
Yeah,
as you mentioned.
That's not something that you should have to work on. Hopefully, you shouldn't have to work on the physics of crashing a lot. But sometimes you have to, and you don't want to.
Well, the rain, that's going to be the key thing that they've just been waiting for. Of course, you're not going to get it on the ovals, but you will get it on the road tracks, and that's. I heard it's going to be a really good physics engine for that, so that they're going to use like the rain, for example, that's going to run off into drain areas and stuff like that. So it's going to be heavier in the bottom area of an elevated track than a outside area, and it's going to be the rain model where it could be heavier on one part of the track and lighter on the other. So hopefully, they're really working on doing it properly, not just like a generic, okay, the whole track's wet or the whole track's dry kind of thing.
Yeah, that would be a pretty cool thing to see. I believe. I think people say that one of the games that has the best rain physics is Assetto Corsa, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I have heard that from a few people. What do you guys out there in the chat think? Well, we're under local yellow. If you have the rain experience with many of the simulators, of course, out there. So all the drivers have gone into pit road, apart from Joe, who's elected to stay out. And that's the car that's leading, the 013. Careful, there is a 1-3 car, of course, which is Joseph a little bit further down the road from him, but he's a 013.
I don't know. If I was him, you're digging yourself a hole right now. You haven't came down pit road one time. He's going to have to come in relatively soon, because if he doesn't, he's going to run out of fuel. I mean, that's just a
not
fact.
To mention, now he's going to drop all the way to the back, whereas before, even if you did get in pit road, you probably could have come out somewhere in the mid-pack. So I'm not sure if there's a communication error with his pit crew. But Joseph, my man Christopher Tate now is up into 3rd place, 25 positions gained, and he boxed on lap 5. So he's obviously can't go as deep as a lot of these other drivers that just boxed on lap 13. But still keep an eye on that man. That's a pretty impressive start.
Tate, he's always got something up his sleeve, it seems. I don't know how he does it. You wouldn't think that he can do what he does, and then he'll go and do it, and you're like, what? Where did you just come from, man? He does it every single time, and it always somehow amazes me. I don't understand how he does it, really. There we go. It's like one of the Facebook streams on the pause, but it's been working perfectly fine for some reason. So 13, he's going to, no, not 13. The 013 will lead him to green. 13 on his outside. Tate will be behind the 013. The 13 will have the 6 of Darrell Young behind him and that Amazon truck paint scheme. Like some drivers have a little bit of damage. 89's got some battle scars that shouldn't hurt him because it's really only body dam. It really scrapes on the side, just taking the paint off of it, giving him the Daytona stripe. Green flags in the air. Oh, you see them wiggling. They can't get their tires to get grip at all. Spinning them. Trying to put all the power down. You got to be a little bit easier on the throttle. That's going to really slow down that upper lane. They're not going to get a good start at all. They're going to have to hope that they can get some trucks up with them, because if they don't, they're in a difficult position here really quickly. Tate's looking to the outside. He's going to try to pass the 013. He's gone from basically the last car or last truck on the track to almost first here. He's trying to get it. He's just got it right now, but that 013 is going to try to fight back on the inside. Tate's going to have to hope for a shove from the 13 here really soon, because if he doesn't, don't hook him for it. That's when you can see trucks get hooked. Coming off the bottom just a little bit. He was lucky enough that the 04 lifted off the throttle. 04 is getting really loose off that corner. You saw him wiggle a lot. I think he's trying to stay off the truck in front of him. He doesn't want to run him over as he's looking to get under that 013. You can see him searching there, poking his nose out, not passing them. He's just getting a little bit out there thinking, okay, I'm here. I'm here. You got to go. You better go. You can't be running half throttle and slowing me down here, man.
I think in the 04 car that's behind him, you know that he might be ducking into pit road anytime soon because he's still yet to box from the start, and we're, what, 17 laps in, so it's going to be very soon. And I'm sure those other drivers should be very aware of that. And having their engineer on the radio telling them that be careful, you know, try to go on the inside of the 13 car because if he starts diving in the pit lane, then it could be very much game over. But if I was him, definitely getting a bump draft right now. I don't think he'd be lifting and coasting. He's braking all the air. So, you know, if I was him, I'd probably let the 4 car past and tuck in behind and get that draft. Save a little bit of gasoline.
Yeah, the only problem is, where do you go to get back behind these guys? Because you can't go, oh, Tate goes down to the bottom. That's going to actually help the 013. But if the 013 wanted to go to the back, he's got to do it now. He can only do it on the back stretch because you don't want to be put 3 wide, as he'd have to duck out and get out of line and get on the apron. As I say that, the 27 looks like he goes down on the apron. He's deciding to go to the back now. I think he...
Oh, there's an
04 almost gets spun.
Exactly. And that's because that's what's catching him off guard now. The 13 car is not getting the traction there because he's going a little bit twirly. And the car's getting loosey-goosey, as they say. That's the 013 car, not the 13 who's in the lead. But once again, yeah, I'd be very cautious around, you know, knowing that this driver's got to come in soon.
Yeah, he can't be staying out for as long as he wants. Tate's looking under the 13. 13 don't come down. He comes up in front of the 6. He's trying to take that lead back. That 013 is kind of washing up when he gets in the corner. I think it might be his tires wearing out just a little bit. They don't pay a huge benefit on tracks. Tate tries to throw a block. He's blocking both lanes, trying to at least. But the tires don't slow you down as much as you think they will, but you lose a lot of grip when you enter the corner. The 014 is looking to put it 3 wide, thought about it, tucks back in behind those guys. He definitely thought about making the move there, decided against it. Probably was a better call not making it if I was him. Hey, when is that 013 going to come in? Because he's got to come in soon. He can't. He can maybe go to 26 or lap 27. I'll give him that. That's the best case scenario for him if he's been saving under caution. But I don't see him making it to lap 30. That is for sure. You're not going to stretch a tank for that long.
He's going to do some testing for us here this evening, isn't he? Find out all about that.
He might as well.
Running in what, P4, and see there once again. There's another. That's the 45, I believe it was, tapping into the back of him. Was it the 49?
I believe that was a 49. That green and white truck back there. 13 got moved out of the way. 6 is going to try to go to the bottom. Tate's going to try to shove the 6 now. Give him a shove by. Almost clips the apron. Driver's got to be careful about doing that because if you clip the apron just a little bit, that can send you spinning right around. And I saw it happen multiple times to multiple people, and that can end up very, very bad. It's just the elevation change. You get one of your tires higher than the other, and these trucks, cars, whatever you're racing, do not like that at all, and that'll send you around incredibly easily.
What's interesting is that, well, the track temperature's been hovering about 84 to 83. I'm just keeping an eye on that to see if it's going to drop a little bit more as we go into the evening here and get a little colder.
Actually, to add on to that, you know, as the track cools down, you gain some grip and you gain some speed. You also lose heat in your engine, so you can push a little bit harder, a little bit later into the race, knowing that you have a little bit cooler air overall. So you might see that come into a factor later too.
That's interesting. So yeah, I'm learning a lot. Thank you very much for allowing me to learn. Once again, I'm more of a roader formula experience in casting. But this is why I'm here to learn more about these trucks, to learn more about these tracks, ovals. It's certainly fun, it's certainly entertainment. It's a whole different level of skill. Concentration is through the roof, as well as your strategy, as we were talking about, as a master plan strategy. With Christopher now running in P2, that's 26 positions gained, the 54 car. Looking solid, but he boxed on lap 5, as well as Joseph. The 13 car had boxed on lap 5. So we know they'll have to look at coming in earlier than everybody else around them that's boxed on lap 13 and 14. And we don't even talk about the 013 car, right? Because he hasn't even been in the pit lane yet.
Yeah, kind of looking back here, we've got some. See, we got the 9 and the 76. Both had heavy damage. They're just trying to. I think they want to hold on to their fastest pair as long as they can. But we've got some trucks that pitted lap 13, lap 14, I'd say, that are not really up front like you thought they would, but they're just hanging on to the back of the pack. I'm surprised they're not really up there as much. I think they might be playing more of a fuel strategy game here.
Yeah, it's interesting. It looks like the 4 car might be running and making a little bit of a run with Sambros taking up a little bit in the high line. You got 2 though from pack starting to form as well. So you have a little bit of 18 and down. There's a little bit of battles, and there's 21, 20, 23. All trying to catch back up after all those early repairs and incidents, but it's still allowing them to get some good green flag racing in and get the feel of this track. 84 degrees still, and keep an eye on that. So
I just got sent it.
Yeah.
I just got sent a photo in the Discord of somebody watching the race on their TV on the Sim Racing channel on Roku TV. So that's pretty cool to see that we've got somebody out there watching it, man. If you're watching, if you don't not subscribe to our YouTube, I mean, man, do that. That's free. Also, it's Ghost Racing Network. If any of y'all are out there watching it, Ghost Racing Network on YouTube is also streaming that stream basically every single day. I'll be actually back here tomorrow. I think they'll be at Talladega though, in the trucks again. But tonight we are on Roku.
Oh, I'm watching the Ghost Racing Network channel, and that's the 013 guy in the pit lane now.
Yeah, he had to. I was about 2 laps off, so I was very close. I was being very generous. He probably went as long as he can, but this is probably going to put that 013 a lap down at this point, because I think he was hoping for a caution, and he just never got it.
That's the gamble you play, isn't it? Because can you get that caution car? And that plays dividends. I hit the like button, by the way. We're at 11 likes, so make sure you did that. Are you watching this in 4K? Should be looking good.
And I try to stream a ridiculously high bit rate. YouTube always tells me your bit rate's too high, but I'm like, man, I don't care. I'm going to make it look as good as I can for y'all out there. It's actually had technical issues Wednesday night. iRacing crashed 3 times. SDK decided to tank something. That was not a good stream overall, so I've tried to rebound from that.
If you had one of them a month, mate, or one of them every couple of months, I would take that. As long as every 99% of the other times, they're good.
We'll see where that 013 comes out. That 013, let's look at the track here. He is going to get, see if he gets lapped. I believe he'll get lapped. Yeah, he's probably going to get lapped here really quickly. I don't think he's going to be able to stay. Yep, he's not going to be able to stay on the... if he gets up here quick enough.
Oh, he's got to get up on the wall there and allow more past you.
Yeah, he was kind of... He kind of dug his own grave coming in that late. He can't blame anybody but himself for that. But no, caution.
I was just there a lap ago. I was just running at these guys. And more past.
That's just the thing he got for staying out that long. I wouldn't have stayed out that long if I was him. But he decided to. It's early. Why not take a gamble? Nothing can hurt from doing that. I don't blame him for trying.
Well, if there's a caution car now, he's already just boxed. So bang, everybody else is probably going to jump in. And bang, he's going to be back at the front again. So, good.
Yeah, and he would get the lucky dog, and then the 71 would get a wave round, so they would both get back on the lead lap. 6 is still in the lead. I'd say Tate right now, he's probably fine riding behind this 6, knowing that he pitted on lap 5, the 6 pit on lap 13. This is helping Tate extend his fuel, as he has only one other guy that pitted or stayed out with, and that was Joseph Turley. So maybe these guys can work something out, come down pit road together, at least be 2 trucks, because they're the odd ones on fuel. I don't think they can go as long as these guys up here. It's pretty much a proven fact that you can't last as long as these other guys do on your fuel like this.
A really good green flag racing, and just a couple of different strategies, of course. The number 2, the car running in P2, lapped on lap 5, last box on lap 5, and Joseph, that's a 13 car in P7 on lap 5 as well. So everybody else, the 13 and 14s, that they were boxed on.
It's like 22 might have came down. No, he's just slowing the track. I think he has nobody to work with. Kind of got some guys back here that are just basically staying there and just drafting for as long as they can. Ron and the 9. I think they're just trying to hold on for the lead lap right now is they're going to get lapped really soon. That pack behind them is going to come like a freight train within maybe the end of this lap, just knowing the speed that they have. It's going to be basically the whole server against you at this point. So they'll have to probably tuck in. And that's going to put that 13 in a hard position now because he will not be the lucky dog when these guys get lapped. He'll have to actually get by them and stay in front of them and have to hope that a caution comes out. Because if a caution comes out right now, he's not the beneficiary of it if these guys go a lap down in front of him.
That's why they say 13. It's unlucky for some and lucky for others. We'll see. 54 is heading the pit lane. Pit road.
He comes down pit road. Looks like, yep, him and the 13 come down pit road, so they probably were saying, hey, man, we need to box together so we don't get lapped. If we just had somebody ask how Nathan Harper's doing, we will look at him. See, Nathan, he's kind of running all alone at this point. Got nobody around him. So just to
explain that, if they coming in together, they don't get boxed. Can you explain that real quick there? Because I'm trying to get my head around what that means about not being lapped.
So
if
on these tracks, so on these tracks, so you saw the speed difference, you know, with this pack that was coming up on Ron and the 9. The speed was completely different. Now, if you're out there alone, you're going to be extremely, extremely slow. If you box with, you know, somebody else, you're not going to be incredibly fast, but you're going to be a lot faster than running alone. So it's preferably, you know, if you do ever have time to watch a NASCAR race, especially super speedways, you will see one thing that also sticks out is manufacturers love to pit together. Toyotas will come together, Chevys will come together, Fords will all come together, and that is really just trying to stay together because you want to pit in a group. You don't want to be spaced out with each other. Now, if you were at a normal racetrack like an oval, like let's say Texas, Martinsville, Bristol, you can pit whenever because, don't get me wrong, you're probably going to lose a lap, but it's not a draft-heavy track. You are really just, your main target when you pit together with somebody is trying to, Raleigh crashed as I was talking, but the main factor is you want to stay within just some type of draft at these tracks. That's what you're really looking for the whole time when you pit together with somebody.
All right, that makes perfect sense. Of course, exactly, because the draft is very, very important on the super speedways. Okay, now I understand. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, see if I can. So we'll say, let's see. You look at the speed difference of Tate. Tate is running 175. And the guys up there that are in the pack are running 185 miles an hour. That is the speed difference that these guys have on them. That's why you want to pit with somebody. That's the main factor that you'll see them try to come down together for. Is a 49. That 04 has gotten his bumper used up. You can see some drivers will probably definitely have dents in their bumpers. Not from wrecks, just from being bump drafted so hard. It's like you'll expect to get some more dents in your rear end for sure. That 17, he's on the outside. He's got Kerry Whitaker up here. Kerry Whitaker's actually running Sim Racing Channel and Road Crews. I didn't realize he had that. Andrew's up here also. Kind of some new faces. Looks like Peyton Hubbard, he's down pit road. People go a lap down. He's already straggling. Stay on the lead lap.
Quick for the Cowboys fan out there, how's Nathan Harper doing? Nathan Harper currently at the moment is going 4 positions, currently running a P7 and has been in the pit lane twice. Lap
truck in the way. Oh, that might not bring out a caution though.
Well, I think they kept it.
I don't know how they did not wreck each other. We will go back and look at that real quick, though. I saw that lap truck up there. He was up on the wall, so I don't think he could go any higher. Max Priest, see where he is.
Oh, they're slowing? They're going 3 abreast as well, too, but look at those replays.
Yes, I mean, he's up against the wall. The 17 actually comes up and hits him, so that's not the 89's fault. He's all the way out of the way. Down into the 6. 23 is... Oh, I don't know how they did not wreck after this. Drivers somehow keep it straight, definitely use the wall to help them. But that's no fault of the 89 there. He was up where he was supposed to be. And the 17 just came up there and barely touched him. But that changes a lot of stuff now. Some drivers have damage, might have to use their fast repair when they come down pit road. Whitaker was able to avoid that. I know some drivers would
save.
Yeah, some drivers would love to see a caution.
Moment. Exactly. But it's good to see that they didn't cause that. Didn't cause a massive wreck.
That would have been very bad. Very, very bad. For some of those guys as a 6, looks like his damage isn't too terrible, surprisingly. I thought he would have gotten drilled a lot harder as he's running. Looks like he must run in a league that does Sim Racing Channel also because he's got that on his tail or spoiler of his trucks. I believe he does. Oh, the 17, I think he may have been sent down pit road. Just misses a pit road wall. Let's see, I don't know if he's going to pit road, if he got forced down pit road. We'll have to look here. I want to see this now. I don't think that was a normal pit entrance from him at all.
Can get a bit tricky, as we're kind of talking about before. Oh, his lap car at the moment, I believe. So a lead car to go through. That's the 13 car, yep. And now it's getting very bump drafty because in the outside lane you have the 64 car and the 23, and then the 04 and the 45 on the inside.
64 is going to try to go to the lead. Kerry Whitaker, he's been around here pretty often, so people know that you can trust him as an 89. Looks like he's taking his faster pair. I think he pretty much was forced to after that point. But we've got somebody else down pit road. The 76, 73, and 17 have came down in a pack together, so hopefully these guys can get in and out on their own. The 17 has stayed in pit road for 44 seconds. So this is damage. Andrew comes down pit road. The 41 comes down pit road. The 18 also. These guys may be deciding to pit together. It looks like Andrew has a little bit of damage. I don't think it's hurting his truck at all. Maybe he just got some scrapes on the wall. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you don't beat in your fender. If that's what you're extremely worried about when you race at tracks like this, you don't want any fender damage for sure, because that'll...
I got some duct tape. I got some Gorilla Glue. We'll fix it.
Man, might as well bring out the hammers like they do in the race. They'll be beating and banging on cars trying to get that fender free. Don't want that tire up to happen. A lot of blown tires can end somebody's race.
Oh,
Like
the 04's gone slow, and that's backed up everybody. That's got to be a yellow. It is a caution.
Yep, that is a yellow. Caught a glimpse of that, and I was looking up to switch to him, so you caught it right before me. See what happened here. So he's coming off of 3 and 4. He gets on the apron, and that gets him loose, I think. 49's trying to check up.
Isn't it? That apron.
That apron can get you if you get it too much. The 49 looks like he gets away with little damage. 04 right into the path of the 6. But he just clipped the apron, and that sent him around. Looks like somebody goes through grass to avoid him, spins it around. So really only a one-truck incident there, luckily. But this is... Well, let's see here. So these guys from 14th on back will get a wave around and come down pit road. Tate was able to stay on the lead lap. Houdini himself. Looks like...
Yeah, you mentioned that. I expect that they are going to come bunching back in once they're heading around, because they're in final turns coming up soon.
They will all probably come down pit road.
Yeah, they all last boxed on pit road on 13 and 14 laps, on lap 13 and 14. So definitely got to come in and get some splash and dash for sure. Maybe tires, as you mentioned, we're not sure.
They should be. I'm trying to see if it is allowing Taryn. He was trying to post his Discord link here. It might just be the YouTube link here.
Yeah, here they come. Who stayed out will be interesting. No, so they're the drivers that are down a lap that are staying out. So yeah, we go. Pit road, busy time right now as they're going to be jumping in there.
Looks like the 49 may have blown his engine. He's getting a shove from the 71. I don't think he has an engine anymore. Or no, he wouldn't have. No, he would not have ran out of fuel. So I think his engine expired on him.
So
yeah,
Joseph stayed out, Andrew stayed out, because they already boxed just a couple of laps ago. So, of course, it's going to be a massive advantage for them right now. That caution's come out at perfect time.
Yeah, that kind of came out great for him. That's not a bad caution timing for them, but they're going to be just barely behind on fuel, but I don't think that's going to hurt them. They can actually save that riding behind these guys for just a little bit.
Yeah, you're only talking 2 laps, and essentially you got, what, now we're on a caution, so you're only burning half your gas when you're on a caution, if not even half, probably a third.
We will go to a commercial break here really quick while these guys are pacing under caution. drivers should be getting the green flag coming by this time. Looks like the 89, but he might get a wave around if I had to guess. Unless it's... Nope. He's up front. I think that might be an issue. Might be where he stayed out.
Sorry, I'm back. What was that?
Looks like the 89. He's going to be... This is going to be a weird start. Because the 89, he's not on the lead lap, but he's up here. So this is going to be weird. I don't know how this is going to go. The drivers, because it's kind of a blessing for Andrew and Joseph, they pitted basically right before the caution came out. I know that they wanted to see that. Knowing that, no, I don't have to come back down. I'll be up front here as looks like, yep, lights go back on the pace car. 89 should not be up here. That'll be sorted out. Just iRacing having a little bit of issues, deciding not to work correctly, putting some guys in a spot that they shouldn't be. It looks like Derek Raleigh, he has left the race. Decided to jump out. He had some damage earlier.
He had a lot of damage, exactly, I think, and so probably I saw that car's just probably unrepairable. But we are over the halfway point right now with only 2 cautions, 2 pace cars. Joseph leading from Andrew, as you and we mentioned, just boxed a couple of laps earlier on lap 35, and we've had about 3 laps of caution car. So yeah, once again, worked out quite well for them. William in the 64 car gained 21 position, sorry. Currently running P3 after boxing. Anyway, we got obviously at least 1 more pit stop to go, don't we, before the end?
Yeah, you've got, I'd say you can honestly, you know, if it goes green the whole way, you can pit on lap 55. Oh, well, nope. Oh, gosh, this is going to be weird. So, oh, Lord, this is going to be weird now because you have to do 2. You're not going to make it on 1 from this point on. So, this is where strategy will come into play. Drivers are going to have to decide, what lap do I come down pit road? And what lap do I pit to know that I have fuel to the end and fuel for a green-white checkered? Because that is going to be interesting. Looks like Roku went down there. Sorry, I just realized that it did that. That should be now. Decided to quit.
See that's a 6 car of Andrew. Really a bit of swerving here, trying to get some temperature in those tires. You saw what happened last time, didn't you? Like getting that temperature in there and getting good launch is going to be crucial here. I'll give you the track temperature too. At the moment, I believe it currently is. Sticking my temperature gauge outside. 83, so it's dropped a little bit. Get ready to go green.
41 goes. 6 goes. Also not slow from either driver. Driver's going to have to get a little bit of a bump draft from behind them. Andrew's going to have to hope for a shove here come really quick, because if he doesn't, he's going to be in a hard position here. He needs somebody to get up on his bumper, because if he doesn't, 64 is there. Solitech is coming also on the outside. He's trying to help them. If that middle lane can get guys lined up with him, they're going to need that push by. 41's got the 23. You see that 23 trying to line up behind him. Andrew blinks out, comes back. 41's getting a shove from the 23, but it's just not enough just yet. 64 goes down a little bit, almost into the 23. Drivers be basically side by side throughout the whole pack here. Got some drivers sticking it out. I don't think the 9 has still not taken his fast repair. Ron Morris finally took his fast repair, but he is a lap down. So look at, I need to have something pulled up here to look at the stream to make sure it's still up.
Stream is right. YouTube. Hang over there. Let's go Braxton, says Sean. That's
looks
Braxton.
Like it. Whitaker up to the top, right in front of Andrew. Oh, the Saltec goes all the way down the bottom, shoves Tate below the yellow. He is in the grass. He's trying to find a way up. I'm not sure what happened there. I think somebody didn't let somebody else in, and Tate's probably not going to be too happy with that. He's going to maybe lose a draft from that incident right there, because he's going to have to go all the way to the back of this pack and just hope that he can hold on to it at this point, because if he can't, he's going to go a lap down. It may take him a while, but that's going to be hard on him.
Yeah, I was really gutted for him as well, too, after that very, very good launch there. Strategy, but had a very good chance, of course, still to win this race, but now he got a bit more work to do. But as I know Braxton, I'm not quite sure who you're referring to as Braxton, unless this is the man that we're referring to for Braxton. You can't see Braxton on the grid.
I believe that's Braxton Deweese's fan page. He was not racing. I don't think that they realized that he just wasn't able to make it. He had some internet issues. There we go. Made sure I've got 5 monitors now, so I can make sure every stream is working. Life of a
phone
streamer.
and an iPad. You got plenty of screens. You gotta need them. There's plenty of action too.
Life of a streamer is not fun sometimes. You can't have enough screens. It seems like for some odd reason, the 41 still in the lead. 27 is Sawtech. Trying to lead that outside lane, not getting it going just yet. He's not necessarily slow. He's just not getting what he needs from that lane right now. Gonna try to get a good push by whenever he can. Tate, Tate is in the middle of nowhere right now. Yeah. He's gonna have to hope that he can get somebody behind him very soon.
Or a pace car or something. You have to do something about a fuel strategy. He did box, but he boxed everybody else on lap 37 or on lap 44. Don't forget, this is a Friday night money event, so there's the big bucks up for grabs here at the top 3. Of course, and you can get basically your money back, isn't it? You get inside the top 10.
I believe top 5 is payout. I know that. I believe basically 5th position gets their entry fee back, and then fourth gets a little bit more than your entry fee, and then third, second, and first get fair share of the money for sure.
And anything can happen, isn't it? It's just you can have the iRacing 9000, iRacing rating of 9000, but hey, in oval races and everybody bunched up with 20+ cars and cautions and every strategy, you're not guaranteed to win every week, so that's what makes it much a fun event for a lot of the different drivers to compete in.
I believe, oh gosh, I'm trying to wrap my head around, how do you come down pit road? Do you come, wait, no. Nope, never mind, there's some, as I'm talking about, 76 in the air. That is the whole pack at this point. Oh my Lord. Multiple people were flipping from that. Was just thinking about how they're going to have to pit. Let's see. I think it starts with Saltec.
Oh, it is a 76. So it's about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars. This could be on the iRacing, not top 10 highlights.
They just net code 7 or 27 is trying to side draft to 76.
But is that Joseph again, the 76 in trouble? Or is he, he got okay?
That's Ron Morris and Casey Saltec. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 76 in the air. 24 can't squeak through. Hard contact. These guys have nowhere to go. Track is clogged. Ron on his roof again. That'll end his night. Oh my Lord, that is a wreck from some of these drivers.
It's about, what are you counting? About 10? I think about 10 cars there for sure. That car's even wrecked on top of the other car. Maybe got through there okay. Actually, the 76 I think did get through okay.
Gosh, that is...
That's the,
Lord.
the yellow car. Everybody else, of course, is having not a very good flipping time, shall we say? Or was my puns too soon? That's my first one of the evening.
You got him with that one, Pegos. That's not a bad time one. I'll give you that for sure. But I think drivers... I think they're going to come down pit road this time. I don't think they're going to stay out.
I think you're right, because if you do get... You got to have at least 5 laps of caution-ish, give or take. That means you got to... You do have a little bit of fuel saving, I have to say, from before, but that's an interesting call, isn't it? Would you have enough to go to the end now? I don't think so. You could. Let's say lap 50 to... 20 laps. 20 laps you could. Go to the end.
I mean... See, you'd have to come in and top off, and at that point, oh Lord, you'd be pushing it.
Another caution.
Yeah, if there's another caution.
Yeah, you're okay if there's another caution. I think you'd be good on gas. They're all good.
I think you'd be definitely very close.
So the pit lane battles again. That's the key, isn't it? This is going to come down to. So who went in first? So Cozy, Joseph went in. Let's see if Joseph can come back out again, ahead. Because it looks like everybody else has come in. So there's a battle of the pit lane for sure. There's Joseph. Joseph actually got beaten out there.
78. He
by
had
TJ.
Yeah, he had a 2-second slower pit stop. So maybe he had burned off more fuel in that 78. That's the only thing I can really think of, because he wasn't really up front. He was kind of mid-pack. So I'm not sure how he got past like that. I think he
Could have been spotting that pit lane as well too, man. I'm looking at the pit stop times. Yeah, it was a 6.7 pit stop top stop in the box. That's a 6.75. And it was an 8 for Joseph, a 7 for Kerry, a 6 for William. That's a 6.5. So you have very good times. And a lot of these other drivers at the moment, I'm looking at the 15s or so. I'm not quite sure they're taking a lot of gas in there. Now you can fuel these cars up to 45% of the overall race. So yeah, you can go really heavy, right? I believe.
You said 45%.
I think it was 45.
If you're going, I actually think that's actually less.
Yeah.
I think that's actually less than what they've been doing. So it's going to make fuel even a little bit harder on them.
Well, of course, heavy fuel, but you're going to be really slow.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah.
I'd say, you know, you would think that it's kind of weird. I'm actually friends with a builder for A Open stuff, and you like for fuel, especially in the next gens, because next gens, they're not super aerodynamic, but the splitter actually there they go, topping off on pit road. Knew they would, but you would actually want more fuel because it weighs down that rear end more earlier in the run, especially if you're loose. That will definitely help with you being loose because it'll put weight down on it. But I'd say, late in the race, you don't want it unless you're absolutely just wrecking loose. So you kind of do want fuel sometimes weighing down that rear end because you're able to put down all the power, especially if you're sliding on exit. That'll definitely help you a lot. So it can kind of go both ways. You would think it's going to slow you down, but some drivers would actually prefer more fuel in the car.
That's interesting. See, I didn't know that, and thank you very much for sharing it. That's why I like to, because once again, I come from a Formula background, and the lighter the car, the better. But as you just mentioned, it's exactly right. A little bit of gasoline in that tank there, it helped the stability of the rear end of the car. Yeah, that's good to know. Absolutely.
That's just odd. I'm trying to figure out why that would have disconnected. Sorry if y'all missed some of the race on Road Credit. I didn't get a notification on my Discord as I've run a plugin that where I can stream to multiple websites, so it didn't tell me that
it's looking good still on the Ghost Racing Network YouTube channel, mate. I'm keeping an eye on that one, and I don't see any buffering, any stopping. It's as good as gold, mate. All green light. Barney's happy with that stream that you're doing on YouTube.
Making sure
Barney's happy.
Making sure that if it goes down one place, you've got about 50,000 other places that you can watch it at, but they'll get the green flag here with 21 to go. Oh, I don't know if you're on the edge of your fuel window. I think you might have to short pit these guys. I'd say that's the only chance you're going to have if you're short on fuel and you know it. But I don't. Oh, fuel. It's going to be down to fuel. It's going to be nervous.
TJ 18 places gained and got the pit stop over Joseph. So now, can he make 20 to go here?
Oh, Lord. Leading is going to make it difficult, that's for sure. He probably might want to tuck in as these guys behind him are going to be able to lift just a little bit. But, oh, my gosh. I don't know. I truly do not know if you can go that long on fuel. I mean, if you do, you are going to be on absolute fumes coming to the trial or to the line. It's going to be so
Look at
close.
The speed difference on the outside lane there. They've got almost 2 cars length already. You've got the 23 there, so the 78 is going to stick on the inside apron. But look at that. Now the 34 is going down to the inside apron. A little bit of lifting and coasting, a little bit of bump drafting, a little bit of bumper car, of course. As you said, perfectly all fine. As long as you don't tap on the very rear of the corner of the car, that's where somebody's going into the fence.
That's really when it tends to get loose, especially to the trial. You don't want to be hitting each other through that. Back end wants to lift up, gets unloaded. Your tires are already loose, and just light contact will send you around. You can do it in the corners maybe just a little bit, but preferably not. But, oh, gosh, I'm still trying to wrap my head around fuel. I just don't.
Oh, the calculator, mate. Yeah, exactly.
How? I'm trying to figure out if I think they burn 0.4 gallons a lap.
That's what we need the chat for. Come on, guys, help us out in the chat, please. You got
guys.
There's a whole bunch of engineers out there.
Oh, the 23 is all over that 64, trying to give him a shove. He is really on him, trying to get him out in front of Tate. Middle lane's got in trucks with them now.
Nobody's going middle lane, but are they? Nobody's gambling on that one. We've not seen 3 abreast much at all this evening, and that's probably a good thing. That's the reason why we had two caution cars.
pretty clean so far. Just a couple. Oh no, 64, save it. Oh, Tate into the wall. Houdini's on his roof. Oh my lord, 76 hard. I think Tate saw the 64 on the apron and was trying to check up. That is vicious contact from Christopher Tate.
It looked like it's a reaction, isn't it? All of a sudden you see somebody go, whoa, and you're reacting, you're correcting, and then bang, all of a sudden it's all just over at about a millisecond. But we've got replays, of course, to watch it back.
Let's see, William is on the apron. I think Tate was checking up. He gets hooked by the 76. Tate head first into the wall. Oh my lord, that is some
massive front end damage on his car too. So I don't know if he uses a fast repair up, but yeah. Anybody else got collected on that? I think we got about 3 or 4 drivers that got collected.
76, 22. Yeah. I think that. How does the 013 squeeze through that? If he did not get any damage, we're gonna have to go cockpit with him.
Wow, airborne. Fantastic for us to watch, of course. Not fantastic for the driver.
I think this man just did some. Oh my lord, there's no way he avoided all this.
And Tate can't get this car back, mate. It's crawling. You need to push into pit lane.
Oh my lord, that might be a top 10 moment from the 013. He shoots the gap in this.
Tate is getting a push from the 69 car. I love to see teammates working together here. He's got to push him into pit road. Get it done. Get him in there. You're watching, obviously, they're watching the replays and just letting you guys know what also is happening. These replays are fantastic. Highlights. Could be on iRacing top 10 highlights of these ones. Wow. Yeah, you got to feel great, isn't it, when you manage to go straight through there. All flying cars, left, right, and center. Carbon fiber, bits and pieces, and you get clear.
That right there is an ARCA brakes moment. Might as well just keep your foot in it, see what happens if you got a fast repair. You got an ace up your sleeve, but he doesn't have to use it as Tate.
Teammates.
Tate's going to get shoved from Harper.
Helping each other out. Yeah, get it done. You know, why not? We're all here having fun. Kerry Whittington, everybody's going in. Everybody's going in now as well, as you'd expect. Now they'll have enough gas, I imagine, to go to the end. Yeah, they will be maybe on the edge of it. They might come down and top off, but I believe drivers, they'll be able to make it to the end, especially these caution laps. I believe Tate may go. I think Tate's already... No, Tate's not a lap down yet, I think. So it'd be amazing if Tate can get back to pit road in time. Well, it's amazing, too, because the 64 car sacrificing his race to push Tate in here. He could have easily gone past him and just gone in the pit road, but he said, no, mate, I'm bringing you in here. It's what I'm going to do. I'm a buddy.
It looks like Tate, he is a lap down, so... But he's going to avoid going 2 laps down if he has a fast repair, as it's kind of courtesy from the 64. And that's not the first time that we saw somebody get shoved to pit road. We saw it happen earlier with the 49, and I believe I can't remember what it was, the purple truck earlier in the race. But Tate, yep, he'll get shoved from the 64. 64 probably coming in top off. 64, I think he kind of is thanking Tate also because he got really loose, and he could have gotten put in the wall. I think he might feel a little bit bad as Tate will go into his pit stall, see if he has his fast repair. Yep, he uses his fast repair, gets a brand new truck, but he is a lap down, so he's gonna have to hope
I'm buying
for another
that 64 car a beer, mate. Good sportsmanship. That's William Britton. Good on you, mate.
Yeah,
the Ford. Helping out your blokes. That's what I like to see.
We'll actually bring in the 23 of Kerry Whitaker,
who is currently leading this race at the moment at the pit stop start on lap 53.
Hey, Kerry, this is Bryson Biggles in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Hear you loud and clear, big dog.
Man, so you're leading right now, probably about 16 to go when you come back green. How's your fuel doing? Do you think you can make it to the end from that pit stop?
Probably so. We was stressing about it the last pit stop. We didn't know if we would, if we were gonna make it or not, counting just in case we had green, white checkers. But I think we're good to go here.
Yeah, man, I mean, I was trying to wrap my head around how y'all are gonna make it on fuel, and then that wreck happened. So that probably brings peace of mind to at least some of you. Some of y'all probably didn't want to see that, but how do you feel about your chances when it's getting late in the race now?
Well, it's never for certain. There's still a good group of guys up here. Some of them I'm worried about with holding their lines, but other than that, should be all right, and see if we can bring it home to win tonight.
You gained 6 positions there for the 23 car. You do have TJ behind you gaining 17, but at the moment, you don't be looking behind, you're going to be looking forward. Obviously, that pace car peels in, so you can definitely take this one, my friend. And you survived all that carnage in that last pace car, but I think you're already ahead of that when they spun off behind, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I was trying to get William up there front so we could draft all the way to the end, but I guess he checked up and caused a 78 to get into him, and well, things happen.
Well, I will let you go. Coming to green. Hope to see you in victory lane later tonight, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
That was Kerry Whitaker. His mom in the chat just said, "That's my country boy, 23." So she got her son an interview there.
Yep, might have to get her to interview him if he does go on victory lane, as you mentioned. But anyway, he's got a few more laps to get done first. But you know, to be first in the first place is always a good. With a handful of laps to go, about 15, I think. Here we go.
Green flag will be in the air. Whitaker's going to lead him to green. He's going to have the 76 or 78 of TJ to his outside. Green flag goes. He waits a little bit, doesn't get a terrible jump. He doesn't want to get out too far. 78 looks like he tries a side draft. See if he does. He decides not to. I thought he was really thinking about that, but he decides to just tuck in behind him. Probably a better decision. You don't really race that early on, I'd say, if I was were these drivers. It wouldn't be a bad call, but, you know, there's just really no point in doing it. So drivers just deciding to be, I'll kind of be calm now. As I still think right now, maybe just a tad short on fuel. Just a tad short. That's going to be vary from driver to driver. Especially if you weren't saving under caution, you're going to be strained on your fuel mileage for sure. Because, I don't know. I mean, I think they're going to be able to make it to the end. Hopefully they will. But Whitaker, he'll have to watch his fuel lean. These guys behind him probably won't. They'll be able to save maybe a lap or two on him. So if it comes down to a green-white checkered, that's going to change everything because they might not be able to make it on fuel from then. It'll be interesting.
And that's why you have to be staying tuned to this race for sure, because we don't know. The drivers probably don't know. The fans are waiting to see who they want to get across the line in the best possible position. Barney's, Barney knows he's going to be waving that flag, either a yellow or a green. We'll check it, and there's an accident at the back end there.
24. 89 gets into it. That is going to change everything. Drivers may come top off after this. See what happened back here. Andrew goes through the grass. Already happening in front here with Jace. I believe it might have been a bump gone wrong or a side draft gone wrong. Looks like it happens way down here.
Yeah, this will be interesting. I'll keep an eye on Mr. Kerry Whitaker to see what he's going to do, because he's the one that can make this call here, and anybody else can follow him in. Cars were involved. No, I believe we had two.
Oh, that is a net code between the 9 and the 24. 89, luckily, net codes also. 7's through the grass. So that really wasn't the 9 or the 24's fault on either of them. That was really iRacing deciding, hey, I'm going to make y'all touch here when y'all weren't going to make contact. So it's going to sadly end. I think the 9's night, maybe the 24 of Danny Eshelman's also. I believe he's already towed. Yeah, I think his night's already over if he jumped to pit. So he couldn't make it back around. But it's a 6 caution here tonight.
This could allow the likes of the 14 car, the 89 car of Max and Nathan, Christopher, and all that were a lap down to unlap themselves and catch back up into the sprint race towards the end that we're going to get. Very close to be the decision right now, as Kerry has caught the pace car, and will he be ducking down in the pit lane for that splash and dash or not? That's going to be the question on everybody's mind.
You know, if I was him, right now, so it's going to be a split decision.
Didn't go in.
William, Andrew, and Jace. Jace has that front end damage. 89 comes in also. Now, I think now with these caution laps, especially if you're coasting, turning your engine off and saving fuel, you can make it and you'll be comfortably fine. I think that's what Whitaker's kind of banking on, especially if there's somehow another caution. That will kind of seal the deal that he'll be able to make it on fuel. So I don't think anymore he has to worry. I think he should be good, from this point on in the race.
Yeah, because you really got to have 10. Probably even about 9 or 8 to go, isn't it? Because we're on lap 60 almost now on the pace. We've still got a ton, half the field in the pit lane. In pit road. Sorry, I call it pit lane, pit road. No, I'm talking about it's pits the other way. And so they're going to come back out, catch back up.
as
Is
these
there a
guys
limit
are.
to the pace car? Sorry, is there a limit to how long the pace car stays out for?
It's really, it's kind of down to race control's discretion. If race control thinks that another lap needs to be added, they can tell the pace car to stay out in a lap. Pace car, yeah, I mean, you can pretty much pace the whole race if the race control just keeps on adding it. So it really is no limit to how many times the pace car goes around.
Pace car drive wouldn't be very, obviously race control wouldn't be very popular if you're going to lead another 10 laps just under that. Of course, they'll definitely peel in for sure at some point, but it's a matter of bunching everybody up is probably the key, because we still have a bunch of people in pit road, and there's no fast repairs for them anymore because they're way into the 2-minute mark for... we still got Bradney and Ron Morris in there for 16 minutes and change, and they're just banging and bumping and grinding to get those cars fixed.
I mean, kind of a funny story when I was in my very first league in iRacing. Remember, it was a race at Darlington, and the broadcasters were late, so we literally paced for, I think, 15 minutes on the track for them to get to the race because they were held back from another race. So I've definitely had an experience with the pace car being out there a lot.
But that was at the start, right? Not imagine.
No, that was at the start. They were late to the start because their race before them kind of dragged them on. But that was not fun going around Darlington at about like 40 miles an hour. I did not enjoy that.
Well, not to mention, too, it's also very endurance difficult, isn't it? So if you're back-to-back races, yeah, you're sweaty. You got to get out, have a stretch there, and all of a sudden you don't get time. You're going to jump straight back into the cockpit, straight back into another race. Not much of a breather. It's got to be tough.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Lights are off on the pace car, so they will be going green this time by... Whitaker is going to lead him to 04 on the bottom, 78 on the top, 41 behind the 78. If you had to pick a dark horse right now, who would you pick for your dark horse?
I'm sorry, Carissa's at that Whitaker. Carissa's, Kerry's mum, I believe it is. TJ would be my dark horse, but I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but she is the fan club. She's going to be holding up Kerry's number, 23, and hoping that she can get her boy home. But yeah, my dark horse, unfortunately, would be DJ. Can't pronounce your surname. The 78 car running in P2. 17 positions gained.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick a dark horse, I'd maybe pick the 18. Not the 18. I'd pick Houdini himself, Christopher Tate, because I watch him be up at the front. This is just what he does every single race. I don't know how he does it, but he'll have to be a guy to watch. Still? Yeah, he's a lap down. Maybe if he gets another caution, I mean, he can get back into it. So I wouldn't be surprised. But Whitaker gets a good start. 78 comes to the outside of the 04. 78 might want to try to duck down in front of the 04 as soon as he can. 78's bumper's been used up. You can see he's been bump drafted pretty hard this whole entire night. Drivers have definitely not been kind to his bumper. He's been beating and banging on it. It's like Whitaker's a little bit slow in the bottom, kind of bottling up that 04. I think he was just getting the run from those guys behind them. They're going side by side down the back stretch, being relatively calm. They'll have 9 to go when they get back to the line. That middle lane is starting to stack up.
It is. This is they say caution cars breed caution cars. At this point, it could be when they're on the knife edge here. You could even slice this with butter, could you? It's so close.
We'll just have to see. That middle lane is strong most of the time. As I was saying that, the 04, so he jumps out behind. Kerry goes to that top lane. But, the 78's going to put him 3 wide now. He decides to leave the 04 in the middle. Did not expect that with 9 to go. 04 is going to drop like a rock. He has dropped the anchor from his ship. He's going to go back to maybe 6th or 7th. Actually, 78's in the middle. This is going to get weird now. They're going to go 3 wide. Hold your line, guys. Come on. Don't wreck. 3 wide now. 14, 78, 13 on the bottom. These guys are going to get really close. They're going to be side drafting as hard as they can. Contact. 7 has to check up. 013 has to, or 013 has to check up. 41's in the wall, rubbing it. Almost into the 04. He gets put into the wall again. I don't know how they did not wreck going down to that corner, and they've managed to stay side by side with Whitaker at the same exact time. Drivers just driving as best as they can, not trying to wreck each other.
Feel the exit speed out of turn 4, I believe it is. So much more exit speed on the outside. And I couldn't believe they went 3 wide. We were talking about that earlier, that we haven't seen it all race, and we're coming down to the dying stages of this race, and we're starting to see it. That's because the elbows are out. That's because there's prizes, there's cash up for grabs, and we know there's some very hungry drivers. So we have is leading from TJ, Alex, and Kerry, so they're all there at filing 2 abreast.
Kerry's getting shuffled back just a little bit. He's on that bottom lane behind the 78. The 04 is getting a shove from the 7. A lot of new players up here now. 04 is going to go to the lead. Now it's going to be the 7's job to lead the outside lane. Outside lane shows strength. They may fall back, but once they start gaining fast. 04 is trying to work both lanes. You see, he saw 78 get around. He's going to be put in the middle for the second time in 2 laps. 04 in the middle.
I thought
the 7 got slow. Oh, Lord. They're 3 wide again.
I think you're going to miss this. We got only a handful of laps to go now. Hopefully we'll go full green. Get to see Barney waving the checkered flag. But who wants to see him first? It's going to be the key. And there's plenty of opportunities here. There's another 3. Here we go.
Whitaker was trying to get up to that top line. He actually shoves the 13 out of line. That may have been the best thing that could have happened to Whitaker because he's going to get the guys from the middle lane to come and help him. Whitaker, the 7. I really thought he was going to send the 23 spinning right there. He could have easily hooked him. He's got to be very, very careful with what he's doing. The 7 searching around. Oh, Whitaker, you don't want to get turned. He gets back down on the bottom. 13 still stuck on the outside lane. Whitaker was lucky that he kind of forced that 13 to move up. Like, gave him room on the top side. 49 jumps back down. 7, he's gotten the 13 behind him now. Their middle lane needs to start forming up again really quick because it's the only shot they're going to have. Whitaker, he got shuffled back just a little bit, was able to get back up front. Now he's got the 78 breathing down his neck. 78 is going to try to find a way around him really soon as drivers are going to be starting to think for themselves. They're not going to be trying to make any teammates at this point at all. There's no friends.
It's almost like a deja vu, isn't it, of after that last pace car lights went out and they come back into these positions that they were essentially before that, before they started kerfuffling around their places. And I think Kerry at the moment has to just be cool, calm, and collective because he's got to park that car in all the right places, make it difficult for TJ to get around. We do expect probably another 3-wide battle coming up very soon.
Oh, Whitaker is 70. Trying to pass him. Whitaker tried to throw a block. It didn't get there in time. They're going to go 3 wide again. The 7's in the middle. 41 up top. Whitaker on the bottom. The 7's going to try to squeeze right in front of Whitaker. He just gets in front of him. So 7 shoots the gap. Makes it work, though. Doesn't get stalled out in the middle. Very lucky with that. He goes back up to the top.
That's what we saw before, wasn't it?
Oh, they're checking up. Almost run into each other. 7 is trying to work both lanes. He might get hooked here really soon trying to do this. He's trying to work them both, and that's going to end up very bad. He's getting a bump from the 78 in the corner. You can see that when he's getting that rear end to wiggle around. Uh-oh, we got a lap truck here. The lap truck's going to stay high out of the way of these guys.
Yeah, I hope so. They're no 3 abreast when there's a lap car, and thankfully that all went through. Good. Yeah, I think Kerry's holding off this amazing. They're going for moves, they're going for overtakes, but Kerry's just making sure he's going to make that. He's going to commit to that inside line. I don't think he wants to go anywhere near the outside line.
That 7 is throwing some blocks on that 78. You saw him going into 1 and 2. That 78 was trying to find a way around the 7. Wherever the 78 went, the 7's bumper went and blocked him in line. This is what Whitaker wants to see in his rearview mirrors. That 7's going to get a good shove from the 78. 71 might get touched by the 41. Oh, the 7's in the middle again. Oh, Lord, this is getting racy now.
It's going to lose too much exit speed here as he goes out wide to the apron. You can see, the apron, the outside wall there. You can see he's going to drop a little bit of speed here. 7's in the middle. Be very cautious. He could get squeezed. He has been squeezed.
We're talking about that. 41. Oh, 78. Andrew squeaks by. That is going to be maybe no caution on the track.
Okay, so green flag. So now it's Floyd and Whitaker for a 2-lap sprint race here. TJ Floyd and Whitaker.
There it is. Looks like it was just a late caution.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's killed the hype right there very quick.
Yeah.
I kind of expected one there.
I saw it. You can kind of just see that happening, isn't it? Like, he got squeezed. They were squeezed, and hey, they pulled off that those magic tricks for a few laps, didn't they? But earlier, eventually at this one, those tricks have been exposed, and caution cars back out.
Looks like 13 comes up into 7. 78 gets into it. 41 gets into it. 41 comes back down, clips the 7. See if the 04 manages to squeak through it. Looks like he does. Andrew goes all the way down to the bottom. He kind of used the 13 to block him. 13 almost goes up under the 13, but driver's able to squeak through the wreck. But I believe he's going to make the race a green-white checkered at this point now.
And we were kind of hoping. I was hoping to get the green to the end, but it probably a little bit of breathing space I have to say from Kerry. Because now I think it's going to be the Kerry and TJ Floyd show, really. quite sure if Andrew or Ambrose and P3 and P4 are going to be able to do anything about this, but you never know. We have seen we've seen 20 cars wreck across the line before, so anything's possible.
Yes, I think. But how's the fuel looking on these guys now? I think they're going to be perfectly fine. I don't think they'll have to. I think they'll have to worry about it at all. Luckily for them.
Not if you basically just, we've only really had about what I'd say, give or take, probably about 10 laps of full racing on the last 20 laps, so should be okay.
Yeah, I mean, no, and I think Whitaker he should be fine, especially knowing that he was running behind these guys just a little bit, and if he's probably actually we'll go on in the cockpit see if he's saving fuel here. A little sneak peek. Yep, he is.
Don't know everybody out there. Don't look.
Looks like he is saving fuel. So as that's expected, cutting his truck off, saving fuel, trying to make it to the end. See if the 7 comes down pit. I believe the 7 was in the wreck. So
he's from his mum out there. His mum out there. Do you think he got it? Has he got it?
Carissa, do you think he has it?
It's his mum, right, Carissa? I'm sorry if I get it all wrong.
Yes, that is his mom's name.
Yep. Yeah. So, yeah. Do you think his son's got it?
And look who gets the wave around. The man that I call Houdini, Christopher Tate.
Tate, was it? Yeah, okay.
Oh, Lord.
So now he's in the lead lap, but he's going to be back in what, P11?
Yeah, I believe that will put him at the back of the pack behind the lap trucks. But he's got a nickname Houdini for a reason.
Man,
and I think he's going to do something.
Escape from any situation, can't he? That's what is the reason why you call it.
I don't know how he...
Carissa says he has it all the way. She's confident.
Hopefully those two don't live together, because if he wins, I can guarantee you that she's going to be screaming through the house, "Oh my God, my son just won! It was on Roku TV!" Yep.
So well, she'd be absolutely stoked. I'd be stoked. He's had to hold off that pressure, remember? That massive pressure there for that 10-lap sprint that we had. And that wasn't easy, because at some point, remember, he was down about P4, remember? Fighting it out with everybody, trying to keep that car pointing in the right direction, trying to make sure we didn't go into a massive wreck. And then somehow, every single time, committing. He just stayed on the inside apron. He didn't even bother going on the outside at all. And that was, I think, the defensive move that's just helped him. Cool, calm, and collective, and hopefully be visiting Barney first, checkered flag, and be doing some donuts for us in Victory Lane.
Let's see, can there be somebody that comes from nowhere? Britain has damage, or Baton has damage. 41 doesn't. Tate looks like he gamed down pit road just to top off. Got some fresh tires, so he can make a little bit more of an aggressive move in some lanes that other drivers normally wouldn't be able to. Might be doing that a little bit later here.
So just to elaborate, everybody, on this final stretch there, is it a 1-lap, 2-lap sprint, just for some noobs like me?
I believe that it will be, they will get the green flag. When they get to the line, it'll be 2 to go. Then the next time by will be white flag in the air.
3 to go, really?
Yeah, pretty much 3 to go.
Laps. Okay, all right.
Yeah, laps are not laps. Lights are off on the pace car here.
Yeah, Kerry has a 3 in his car number, so that could help him.
He's actually got 23, so he's got 3. He's going to have to just mark out each number. He has 23. He needs a 1 in there somewhere. Start marking off numbers on his truck for the laps.
Check the caution car there. Give it a little bit of a tap. Send the caution car around. Get out of the way, caution car. We want some racing here.
Oh, Lord.
By the way, into that flag.
Ooh, this is going to get interesting. HSR starting to get known for some absolutely insane finishes now. It's going to be basically a 2-lap shootout. Can Whitaker take it home, or can somebody sneak through and take it from him? Harper, he is on the lead lap somehow. Yes, he is. He's trying to catch the pack. He's got to get there fast. He's about 30 seconds behind. Probably foot to the floor trying to catch him. Believe he'll catch him in time, though, luckily for him. Yeah, he should.
Yeah, I think Kerry needs to commit to this inside line here and just stick to what he's been doing. It's work. If it's working, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, but you know that middle lane always gets super strong, but it's just you gotta choose where you want to go. As Tate's lurking back there, looks like Harper. Yep, Harper catches it just in time. 18 comes back out on track also.
That's green.
Flag goes in the air. Starts off Whitaker. He's going to get a good start. 49 spun in a little bit. Doesn't want to get out there too far, because if he gets out there too far, he can be left in the dust, and those guys can mount a run on him. So he's got to be careful with what he does here. He can't. Oh, he's actually really far out there. He might want to start to drag his brake. That 49 has a massive. Oh, he does not take the run. I thought he would take it. He goes down in front. Kerry Whitaker's got to block this. 78 and the 41 are coming with the huge one. Also, Whitaker, will he go top bottom? 78's getting a shove from the 41. You saw him wiggle around. 78's going to try to go toe-to-toe with the 23. He's going to get in front of him now. But Whitaker's got to hold tough. The 14's coming to the 41's aid. Also, can Kerry get guys to work with him? 78 is getting a huge shove from the 41.
But he loses some of speed here on this turn. Yeah, this is where you lose the speed. So if you got to risk it out there, you'll get a bit of an exit speed. But once again, so Kerry's going to commit to this inside line. He's going to say no. You can go out wide if you want, but it's going to that's going to put the 49 car at TJ Floyd's. TJ Floyd's got nowhere to go here at the moment. So he's going to sit here and just pray that something goes pearl shaped for somebody. Otherwise, that's it. Final lap.
White flags in the air. Whitaker's on the bottom. Houdini's working his way up to the pack. I want to see Tate do something. Tate always does something. It's basically a 3 versus 3, top and bottom right now. So they're gaining more trucks on the top now, but that 78 is getting a huge shove from the 41. You see his rear end wiggle. Tate's going to try to put him 3 wide. He's going to make an aggressive move. Almost goes into the wall. Tate's rubbing speed off in the wall. Whitaker blocks the bottom of the 49.
Oh, the 7 goes through.
Oh, they reckon this might be a race to the line if the 49 can mount a run on these guys. Thanks somebody tried to go 3-1. 49 has one last run. You see him gaining off the corner. Whitaker's going to have to be thrown a block here off of 3 and 4. Whitaker, what's the 49 going to do? 49 looks inside. He's there. Oh. Whitaker is going to be down to the line. 49 has a position. Oh, Whitaker neck codes into him. He will come home. Looks like P3, the 49, manages to mount a run at the end and just edge him out coming to it. Looks like it was more of a net code, but the 49 just sneaks through and get it.
Yeah, I'm curious why Kerry let the inside line there get a little bit wide there, and the inside TJ went straight on the inside there, and that was the shortest shoot to the line. That's going to be gut-wrenching for Kerry, because he had this one in the bag, easy peasy.
Whitaker leaves the bottom. He's kind of running in the middle of the track, leaves the bottom open. He goes to block it, and he can't get down in time. The 49 is there. Whitaker realizes it, doesn't want to get turned. I think Whitaker even tries to side draft him here. We'll make sure completely here really quick.
Yeah, there it is, because you left the door open, and you've been burgled the race victory. It's got to be gut-wrenching. Hey, it's still a podium.
And then they net code Whitaker. Net codes into the 49. He gets into the wall. But looks like he's luckily able to come home third. The 7 sliding through. He comes reversing fourth. 14 gets fifth. But crazy finish. 49 just able to steal it at the line from Whitaker. Whitaker was right there. Still not a bad night for him. That's still a good paying night.
Across the line behind, but the 7 as well. I think it was a 7. I can't remember. Oh, wow. Absolutely excited. Now, I did pick my dark horse as TJ Floyd, and I didn't want to. I really, at the end of the day, I wanted Kerry to win this one. But hey, it is what it is. Kerry's still happy. He's going to be doing donuts, and everybody should be doing donuts. If you finish in the top 3 in this massive, fantastic, exciting race, so I'll take that one any day of the week.
It's not a bad thing. Whitaker's even going to burn it down, knowing that I might have not won, but I still got some good money tonight for the first race that I've done on Roku TV. I had a little bit of connection issue, but I was able to catch it for you guys. They're both burning it down. Whitaker's bouncing off the wall. He's on the throttle so hard.
He's waving to Barney, mate. He's making sure Barney's getting all the attention. There they are. So they're probably like hats off to each other there, shaking hands, synchronized donuts, perhaps even.
Yeah, we're not blaming for doing that. Wouldn't be a bad decision from either of those drivers. But not a bad race, not a bad finish. We'll wait for these guys to do their burnouts. They're having a little bit too much fun doing them, it seems. They might be doing dual ones. Whitaker,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Give some synchronized donuts out there. You're gonna
yep,
burn those tires. There's no refunds. You're not gonna return them.
Well, they'll burn their tires and also burn their engine really soon if they're not careful. Yep, there they go. New one would expire. I think that was a 49's engine that went. No, it might have been Whitaker's. I'm not sure. I think it might have been Whitaker's that went. But crazy
so
finish.
So what happened to Andrew there towards the end as well, too? He gained 16 places. And I know he was spinning across a line, but what led him up into getting that grueling,
look at that.
Nice finish there?
Look at that real quick now that you mentioned that.
That was the 6 car, I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the 6 of Andrew. So we'll see where Andrew comes from here. I think he got through the wreck that happened back here. Yep, he does. That's what That's where he gained all of his positions here. He's about 8th car here. 7 goes up into the 41, into the 54, 78 into the wall. So Andrew just stays bottom the whole time. Oh my lord, we have some hard contact with some of those drivers. But Andrew just basically stayed on the bottom lane the whole time and he was able to pick his way through that. That's how he was able to come home second. That's going to be a good night for him.
Yeah,
But
lucky he didn't go crazy off the apron. But yeah, I told you the inside. I mean, I'm not an expert, but it seems to me the inside line was where you want to be parking your car in the dying stages of the race.
He was I know that Kerry, he's going to be kind of not necessarily heartbroken, but knowing that he was right there on the finish, that's definitely going to get to him a little bit. I'll pull up. Actually, I will bring in a driver here really soon. Give me a minute. We'll bring in the 23 of Kerry Whitaker. Hey, Kerry, this is Bryson Biggles in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yeah, hear you loud and clear, big dog.
Man, so just at the end, you just weren't able to hold him off, but you come home third. Tell me about that last lap in your mind, man.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought I was gonna have a panic attack. It was stressing me out.
I mean,
It was tough.
Oh, you can go on. I'm sorry, I was cutting you off there.
Oh, you're good. It was tough, man. I didn't know what was going on behind me, really. I was just paying attention to TJ behind me, and he told me to go early on the restart, and he'd push me down, and that's what he did. So, I mean, I would try to run him close coming to the line. Wasn't really trying to get into him, and I got into him, and you see the aftermath of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was more of a net code issue. I don't really think that you two touched. It was just net code. Decided to bring you all together. Your mom was cheering you on, but still not bad for a third place finish overall.
Oh, yeah.
Still pretty good money night. But before I let you go, is anybody you want to thank? Anybody want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Most definitely my mom. She's always watching the stream. It don't matter what time of night it is or if she's got to work or not. Always supporting me no matter what, and I just want to let her know I love her and I thank her. And I thank all the guys that do help me out on the track. Andrew, and I really appreciate TJ tonight. He really did me a solid there when I was getting run low on the bottom there. So and y'all guys for broadcasting these races, man. Y'all put y'all's work in, and I appreciate y'all.
Well, you did a great job there, Kerry. Good on you, mate. Yeah, it was very much the win was capable. But I was going to say, you better be thanking your mom because she's out there shouting for you to get that race done. But yeah, congratulations, mate. I mean, the win wasn't there, but you still gained 4 positions. You still got a podium. And hey, it's fun racing.
Oh, yeah. If you ain't having fun, you ain't doing it right.
I mean, it always is. But I will let you go. But a good third place finish tonight. Hopefully you can do a little bit better tomorrow night if you do race.
Yes, sir. I'll see y'all tomorrow night.
And that was Kerry Whitaker, the third place driver. We will bring in the second place driver of Andrew. Hey, Andrew. Hey, Andrew. This is Bryson Biggles in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, I do.
Man, so you were about running 8th. That wreck happened. You just stayed on the bottom, went up to 4th, and you come home 2nd. Describe that last lap for me, man.
Well, I didn't realize on the replay, but we were 4 wide through the entire backstretch. And I'm just staying to the bottom. If I get hit, go through the grass, I can scoot right by. I was in prime position, being kind of like 3rd on the bottom, which is around the best position to be. But I did get some contact that did screw me up on the last caution. So I didn't have enough speed to catch down TJ.
You somehow made your way through the field. Before I let you go, is there anything or anybody you want to shout out? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Shout out to Dubby. I just got your starter pack energy drink. I'm gonna try it first thing in the morning. To my family that are watching, hello, I love you all. To my girlfriend, I love you, and I'll bring home the bacon one day.
And then hopefully, second place finish, so not bad. Hopefully you can, just add 1 position to that tomorrow night if you do race. But good finish tonight, Andrew.
Yes.
All right, man, I will let you go, but good job. He caught himself there. Oh my lord, he caught himself.
It's a classic saying, mate. You've got to be in it to win it. All right? And he certainly was. He got that Toyota across the line. 16 positions gained from the qualifying. You got to take that one any day of the week.
Yeah, we'll bring in the race winner here, TJ Floyd. Hey, TJ, this is Bryson Biggles in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
Man, so it came down to the line. You set up Kerry just the way that you probably wanted to. Man, describe that last lap from your point of view.
Absolutely hectic. My plan was honestly to push Kerry to the win. If we were still side by side, he would have probably gotten first, and me and the 78 truck would have been drag racing it for second. But that whatever happened on the back stretch transpired, and it kind of just left the two of us kind of, racing for the win there. And I saw the hole, and I knew the money was on the line. I'm like, well, if the hole's there and I'm not going to wreck them, I'm going to take it. So, yeah, I think I led one lap, and it was the last one. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, man, that's really is all that matters. I mean, I knew it was going to be. I knew that Kerry was in. He was in a hard position because you behind him, you could pretty much mount the run, and he just couldn't get to the bottom in time. And you were able to just squeak by him. He tried to side draft you, but just didn't work. Actually, he ended up going third from that netcut issue. But before I let you go, is anybody you want to thank? Anybody you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, shout out to my wife, and shout out to my brother and sister-in-law for being out there. Shout out to OSD. They support our veterans mission with gaming consoles and that sort of thing overseas. So shout out to those guys. And thank you guys for putting this on. Thanks for Roku TV as well.
Yeah, man, first time we streamed there, I actually went down, but I was able to catch it. But good finish tonight, man. Just great race overall for you, but I will let you go here.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks again, guys. Have a great night.
That was TJ Floyd. Just snuck through last corner, mounted the run like he needed to, and was able to get by him. Biggles, how do you think that race went from your point of view tonight, man?
Well, the Dark Horse I predicted it won. So, yeah, TJ Floyd lived up to the reputation. 14 positions gained. 1 second.
Yeah, he Kerry just down to the line just wasn't able to get down to the bottom. I think he tried to realize he was there, but it wasn't bad overall. Crazy finish. Would like to see at least more drivers finish in the line, but it's kind of something that happens. Really, I think it's more of a product of Daytona. I think Talladega is really where super speedways are the best place to be ran. But I'll go through the finishing order here. TJ Floyd first, Andrew second, Kerry Whitaker third, fourth Zachary, fifth John, sixth Ambrose, seventh Christopher Tate, eighth Joseph Hurd, ninth Nathan Harper, 10th William Bertan, 11th Alex Hill, 12th TJ DeBlias, I think probably butchered his name, 13th Jace, 14th Dylan, 15th Joseph Turley, 16th Joe Morant, 17th Max Prius, 18th Danny Eshelman. I got to go down this list here for you all so you can get these final cars on here. 19th Joseph Sullivan, 20th Casey Saltec, sorry, I keep on wanting to say Saltec. 21st Peyton Hubbard, 22nd Ron Morris Jr., 23rd Daryl Young, 25th Bradley Shepard, 25th Derek Riley, and these final two guys you see here. That's one's a commentator, the other one is race control, but not a bad race overall. But if you all are free tomorrow, HSR will be putting on another race. It will be at Talladega. Always a fun race to watch from those guys. Seems like average about 20 trucks a night, so numbers are staying pretty steady for them. But I will roll these ads and I will let you all get out of here.